Hey, what's up guys? It's Brian here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Alright, today I want to talk to you guys about how to professionally sharpen a lawnmower blade and actually show you the latest and greatest tool that I just purchased with my own money and to share with you guys a little bit more, which is the RBG-712, the rotary blade grinder. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. Let's check it out.
Make the ground shake.
Alright, so what's up guys? It's Brian here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Today we're going to be talking about how to professionally sharpen a lawnmower blade. Now, I'm going to take a lot of the user error out of it because we have the brand new RBG-712 rotary blade grinder. I'm super excited about that. Everything we talk about here, we'll make sure to leave links in the description down below if you guys want to follow up with it. If you any of these items you want to purchase, rock and roll, you can use our Amazon affiliate links. But here's the deal. A lot of you guys saw the blade grinding video that I did just a few weeks back with a bunch of the different stuff on my workbench here as options, whether it is a hand sharpening tool, whether it was the little rotary drill stone that you can put on there to sharpen a lawnmower blade in a vise. A lot of you guys saw the American blade sharpener, the All-American blade sharpener, which is just a jig that goes back and forth with an angle grinder. And a lot of you guys even commented, hey, can't you just use an angle grinder in a vise? Totally, I get it. You know what? That's the cheap way to go. And quite honestly, it's time tested, it's effective. You're good to go. There's no issue with that. However, talking to you guys who, most of you guys that watch my channel are professional lawn care landscaping business owners. You have multiple sets of blades that you got to sharpen every single week. It's the never-ending struggle as a lawn care business owner. And so I wanted to show you guys something that a lot of you guys on Instagram, by the way, if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's Brian's Lawn Maintenance. A lot of you guys on Instagram shared with me, which was the RBG-712. Now, we ordered this one on our own. We paid for it with our own money. This is not sponsored or endorsed, anything like that. I'll tell you what, I've been in my shed here for about an hour and a half. I just got done sharpening, I'd say 6 sets of blades over here, and the learning curve was about 5 or 10 minutes. After about 20 minutes in my second or third set, I was a champ. I want to show you guys this setup right here. So a lot of you guys are very familiar with the angle grinders, right? We've all seen these before. Angle grinders are fine, but it is still something where you can still mess up sharpening lawnmower blades, taking too much material off, not getting that correct angle, so on and so forth. I've used my DeWalt angle grinder, my Ryobi angle grinder. Some of you guys use the battery powered one, so you can just put it in the All-American blade grinder jig and keep it really simple. Now, a lot of you guys, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, have seen me use the Oregon 1/3 horsepower disc blade grinder, the hard stone that's underneath this red safety cap here. Here's the deal. This blade grinder was 300 bucks and I was hoping it would do what this one actually does. I've said multiple times I wish this one, I would have got the 1 horsepower version. However, the stone that we use here, it just doesn't seem to get that sharp edge all the way through. We have a rotary disc, stone disc, on a flat surface, can never quite seem to get that perfect angle. With the RBG-712, I will show you guys, here are some of the blades that are turning out. It's probably going to be hard to see. I'll do a couple close-ups for you guys. But this beautiful cut, perfectly sharp, this is the way to sharpen a lawnmower blade. As you guys can see up here, and I'll show you guys really quick how to use it. By the way, if you guys want to support it, check it out, links in the description. But man, if you guys are a lawn care business owner, and let me know if you guys have ever had this problem. You're trying to sharpen lawnmower blades, you've tried all of these tools, some good, some bad, some better than others. The All-American blade sharpener, again, not sponsored, not endorsed. That was a great next step up if you're a homeowner or a weekend warrior. This guy up here, this is really what we're comparing, the 712 and the Oregon, whether it's the 1/3 horsepower or the 1 horsepower unit, okay? Here's the deal, the RBG-712, we've got the disc in the middle here, it's gonna rotate. I bought the optional grit collector. This is not cheap, this was $525. The grit collector was like a $90 upgrade if I'm not mistaken. Again, we paid for it with our own money. But I'll tell you what, if you get this, you're gonna wanna get the grit collector as well. There's tons of shaving dust all over the place. This is gonna take a lot of surface area off. However, here's the reason I got it, is that we are sharpening blades all the time. When you go up to the dealer, a good dealer is going to charge you anywhere from $5 to $9 a blade, just really depends. Sometimes you get them wholesale like $3 or $4 a blade. But guys, think about it. If you're sharpening, I got probably 20 blades here, let's say maybe 18 blades here. That's, I don't know, 20 times 4 is $75 every 2 weeks, every week, and that starts adding up. You could absolutely pay for one of these in a season if you have a medium-sized lawn care business or above. Now, one question I have for you guys is, have you ever used the 712, or do you guys have its cousin, the 934? That is the 9 3/4 horsepower. I have just used this one, like I said, for the last hour or so. Didn't bog down, didn't slow down, didn't anything. This is awesome. The 9 3/4 might be another option, but it's probably $700 or $800. The other thing I want to know is, if you guys are using the RBG-712, if you guys are familiar with the Magnomatic blade sharpening system or tool, or pretty much similar setup, a desktop setup. I personally wasn't sure if I wanted to spend $800, $1,000, $1,500. The systems do get pretty expensive, although the guys that use them like them. So I'm kind of curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you guys use the rotary blade grinder, the 712, the Magnomatic? Have you used both? Which ones do you guys prefer? Leave me some comments down below. But let me show you guys really quick how we are sharpening lawnmower blades with this thing. Like I said, I got about 18 blades over here, plus or minus, probably about 15 blades over here that I sharpened in the last hour. It was really easy to use. Let me show you guys the blades that we're using before. This is my last blade to do. Now again, this is kind of rounding off a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. You guys can tell. It's just smooth. It's been used for about 2 days. We put about 15 hours on our blades before we usually change them out. That's about 2 days worth of wear for me on my lawnmowers. But for me personally, this blade, it's got to get sharpened, it's got to get cleaned up. And angle grinders are fine. The 3rd horsepower stone never really gave me that perfectly smooth edge. So let's put our safety glasses on. Let's fire this thing up. Show you guys how to use this. A lot of talking. Safety first, right? Always wear your safety glasses, always wear your hearing protection. Let me launch this guy. Got a little switch over here. By the way, this thing weighs, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 pounds. And again, I was running this motor for about 30 minutes. Didn't overheat. It is hot right now, but didn't turn off, no safety like that. This is like almost industrial. This is like warehouse stuff, right? There's no safety here. All right, let's turn this on. And all we're doing is pulling it through, kind of like a samurai, like putting this sword in the sheath, something like that, right? So blade spinning, there's 2 guides here. We're not gonna use this side, we're gonna use this side, okay? So all we're doing is setting the blade in the cradle. All right, I don't know if you guys can see this, but check out that. Super shiny. Look at that reflective. All right, so here's the deal. A couple things I want to weigh in just from what I've used it for the last hour. This is leaving, seriously guys, one of the smoothest angled clean edges I've ever seen. Now, my blades have been sharpened a couple different times by the dealers, plus my own angle grinder here. So here's the deal. This edge should be about 30 degrees. When I was first going through with all my blades, I'm taking out quite a bit of surface material. You can see the grit collector back there has quite a bit of grit in there, okay? Here's the deal. This disc is taking off. It is a very rough disc. I don't know if it's like a 40 grit paper, whatever you want to call it. But at the first time you take your blades through, your blade, it should be an angle, right? It should be 30 degrees. Reality is that it might be like this, it might be a 40 degree, 20 degree, somewhere in between. Sometimes, this is what the issue was with my Oregon, was that I was coming in like this at 1/3 of the blade, like this, the next third of the blade, and the tip was always like this. So I've had these really awkward tips, and you can actually look down the edge of the blade all the way down, and you can actually almost see like 3 different angles, believe it or not, on the blade. It was really awkward. This right here, I've noticed, I have one angle the whole way down, which is awesome. That's what I'm looking for. And it goes all the way to the edge. Now, again, this is the first time that I've sharpened this blade, so there is a little bit of film at the end here that I gotta clean up. All I gotta do is put this in the grinder, turn it a little bit more, turn it towards the disc, and we'll clean that up. However, after I sharpen this, maybe 3 or 4 more passes, I'll have that perfect edge the whole way down. It won't have any wave to it, which is awesome. So here's the deal. If you guys are a lawn care landscaping professional, you have a dozen sets of blades, or not a dozen sets of blades, maybe like 4 or 5 sets of blades that you go through every week, every other week. You're changing your blades out every day, every other day. You need to save time. You do not need to be running up to your dealer. Angle grinders aren't gonna cut it. And in my experience, the Oregon blade grinder, It's not bad, it just doesn't live up to the hype that I was hoping that it would. All right, so here's the deal. This guy right here, it's 5 1/4. But I'll tell you what, if you look at it long term, this thing will probably last you a decade. And if you're spending $50 to $75 a month, plus if you have a guy on the machine, you know, cutting or sharpening your blades like an employee or something like that, this might be the tool for you because it's going to probably be twice as productive if you have an employee sharpening blades end of day. If you're the business owner and you're the owner and you're a small owner operator like myself, I would absolutely encourage you to pick this guy up. Again, I just sharpened about 12 or so blades in about an hour. You can't really beat that, and now I'm good to go for about the next 2 weeks. All right, a couple quick tips I want to wrap up is always balance your guys' blades. And a good tip that a lot of you guys left on the other video, before you balance your blades, make sure you use a scraper, like a putty knife or whatever you guys are using, on the back side and the front side of your blade to get all that excess dirt off of the blade, so that when you go to balance, all this dirt and dust isn't messing with the balance of the blade. Super important. You guys can see the one I have up here. This is either the Oregon one or, I don't know, I'll leave a link in the description down below. This is the one I use. We're all in. Put the blade up here, and if you happen to see an edge or part of the blade swing down, that's how you know the blade's a little unbalanced. All right, pop that guy off. So that's what I use. Really simple. If you guys don't have that, it's a little cone. These cones are like $7, guys. If you are a homeowner or a contractor, you need to be using these things. They're super helpful. All you do, as you guys would imagine, you put it on a flat surface. Make sure it's a level flat surface. Put your blade on there, and at a minimum, you can do that. Now, I guess you could always put a nail in the 2x4 again. Just make sure it's level, and you're good to go. You guys can see this blade, for the most part, is fairly even right now with material. So all things being said, guys, I have used the little disc here, this little guy. If you're a homeowner, this is great for you. If you're a contractor, this is probably not gonna work for you. I've used angle grinders. Again, I'll leave links in the description down below. Check out the All-American Blade Sharpener. Not endorsed by them or vice versa, no sponsorships here. They're just a really good company, really good jig. It's a really good crutch. And if you're one of the guys that have been sharpening blades for 30 years and you can do it without a jig and a crutch, more power to you. But this has been one of my issues, is keeping blades sharp, doing it correctly for about 10 years. And a lot of these tools are very expensive. I haven't seen too many reviews on them on YouTube, although there are a few, and I'm really appreciative for them. However, I wanted to do a video, purchase them myself, invest into myself, completely unbiased, and share them with you guys. This is my first time using the 712, but holy crap, I sharpened a dozen blades in not even an hour, and the final cut on them, the final edge, looks beautiful. So anyway, love to hear your guys' thoughts. Over and out. Let me know what you guys think about the 712. If you want to learn how to professionally sharpen lawnmower blades and you want to have that crisp, sharp edge, this is, so far in my opinion, the tool for you. Based on a lot of the feedback that I got from you guys, that's the exact reason why I picked this one up. In the last 20 minutes, stellar. I figured it'd be great. I knew it'd be great, but with the results right here, for real, this is the one to go with, in my opinion. We'll keep you guys posted as things progress, as we use it more over the next few weeks, months, and years. But any which way, if you guys enjoy it, shoot the video, make a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys are new. I'm all about helping you guys grow a more successful business so you guys can go out there and crush it. All right, guys, Brian here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Hit the thumbs up. We'll see you guys